When are y'all gonna realize that there's two paths to well-being, but one of them is a path of infinite gains and zero losses, and one is another path that is guaranteed many losses? Now, you could take your chances, but it's definitely a higher probability of for sure losing going down the route of choosing drugs, choosing pleasure, choosing that fast route, you feel me, to feeling good. And there's definitely zero losses and a very definite high probability of success on the other path of self-discipline and telling yourself no to the things that are gonna lower your value, things that destroy you by your own hand. Like, this is gonna sound like some Creflo Dollar shit, but at the end of the day, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a very true story about when I used to smoke cigarettes. So when I used to smoke cigarettes, I used to have everybody with me when we used to go on these journeys, and yeah, we was on some high intellectual shit and sharing ideas and ping-ponging and really on some shit because they was with Sheikhy, and being with Sheikhy on that frequency, you already know what you about to get into. You probably don't, but let me break it down like this. So when I used to smoke Newports, I had a friend of mine, his name was 𝙤𝙤𝙊𝙆𝙆, right? Shouts out to 𝙤𝙤𝙆𝙆, right? Big brother, bro. Anyway, he used to be around me, he'd be like, yo, let me hit the cigarette. I'm like, no. He's like, come on, let me hit this. I'm like, no. Why did I say no? Even though I was smoking the cigarette? Because deep down, I knew what the pain was. I knew exactly where in my heart I hated myself at even smoking this shit while I'm telling somebody else, no, don't do it, right? And I'm stopping them from doing it as I'm doing it. I was honest enough in my conscience to know what I was doing was probably one of the most hated things that I do, period. So why would I introduce that to you when I know that this path is definitely not nowhere I want anybody I love on? You see what I'm saying? So the highlight of this video and the story is to recognize the morality principle of stop encouraging people to go down certain paths. What I used to do, because I've always been on this path of self-awareness, this path of higher consciousness, this path of metaphysics, this path of enlightenment, right? But I used to use other tools, psychoactive tools. I used to get trippy with people, you know, and introduce people to drugs. There's a lot of people out there that I gave their first blunt to. You feel me? That I put on to weed, that I put on to drinks, that I put on to that I put on a lot of shit. And I don't feel good about that shit because where they are today is in a place that, like I said, most people never come back from that shit. So I feel fucked up knowing that I was the one that introduced it. Now, I can't say that these things didn't help me in certain respects to unlock my mind, but there's a difference between the way I do things and the way other people have done things, because I've actually studied psychology, I've studied pharmacology, I've done all of these things in Hunter College, so I was more experimenting with the knowledge and the foundation that I was working with instead of truly trying to evade. But then at a certain point, the emotional neurological inclination became so deeply entrenched that if I wasn't without it, I felt heterostatic moods, which is what most people feel when they get that craving to go back to the bullshit that they know is fucking them up, and they can't break through that threshold. So that's where that really happened. To break it all down, like, I was doing things with an intention, right? A lot of people are not doing these things with intention. When it comes to, for example, I'll ask somebody, so what did you learn when you did K? What did you learn when you did this, right? What are you learning? A lot of people are just numbing their mind. A lot of people are just turning off their mind. They're narcotizing their mind so that they don't have to feel certain things. You feel me? It's like, that's not what we were doing. That's not what I was doing. And I want to wrap it all back up, because now people are going to take that and be like, hey, I'm doing it with intention. No, this shit is so deeply entrenched in the soul and in the mind and who you are that you have to be really real. And I say again, the whole point of this is that I was leading people using these substances that led them down the wrong path that we all know is a path we truly don't ever want to stay on, and a lot of people never come back from. You feel me? Knowing that pain. So now I'm choosing to lead people down a path towards higher self, towards higher harmony, towards a better spiritual well-being through the means and the natural ways that was always intended, through self-study, through self-discipline, through self-direction. This is not about getting muscles. This is about truly evolving into your highest capacity. And that's what most people who are stuck on drugs, you know what I mean? Whether it be weed, whether it be alcohol, whether it be this, they're trying to get closer to their higher spirituality. But the thing about these methods is that there's always a cost on your body, mind, and soul. And when you choose to truly dig deep, sit with self, study self, choose the path that everybody's not on, and you choose to walk the other way, and you become perfect in solitude. Solitude is a prerequisite for success. If you can't sit by yourself, then you're never gonna be happy anywhere else. Even if you go outside yourself, you're still not happy because it's all you. So self-mastery is truly the only success. Right. So this is a video that's going out to everybody who's thinking about doing drugs. I really advise you do not fuck with that shit because a lot of people never come back. You feel me? So why would you even run that risk? And you have to ask yourself, not, oh, because I like it. Why are you doing this? Like, because you like it, obviously you like something about it, but why are you choosing to do this instead of a million other things to get you to the result that you truly want, right? When it's costing you so much. It's costing you money, it's costing you energy, it's costing you your emotional discipline, it's fucking your brain up. Like, for real, this shit is changing you on a chemical level, right? And like I said, most people never come back. So it's about self-respect at a certain point. And as leaders, a lot of people are out there leading people, but they don't have no results. Like, I'm not listening to no spiritual person that got jiggly ass titties in the fucking gut and shit. Like, I know what you do behind closed doors. You're not disciplined, homie. You just talk that talk, you feel me? Then on top of that, a lot of people are leading people by using these means and these methods of drugs, and you know you leading them towards soul torment. You feel me? You're not leading them to freedom. You're leading them to a fountain of soul torment and dependency and weakness when they need to really start to rely on the power that is within them, on the divinity that is within them. People talk about God. Let's not get too crazy about that, but God is closer to you than anything outside of you. You feel me? And I'm literally pointing you towards you and teaching you the proper pathway towards you. It's about you, your world being yours. You feel me? This is why the mindset coaching is so important, because people think it's about a workout. Listen, if you're not thinking straight, you're not going to pull off the workout. At the end of the day, if you don't love yourself enough, you're not going to put down the drink. If you don't love and respect yourself and value your life and know what the fuck you are and what your true value is, you're not going to stop disrespecting yourself. But until you realize, hold on, like, I've been disrespecting myself. I've been living a life that I don't need to live. I've been making my life more uncomfortable than it ever needed to be. While I'm blaming society for saying life is hard, I'm making it harder on myself. I don't need to do that. I can actually make my life easier in many other respects by making myself stronger. Don't wish life was easier, wish that you were better. Like I said, you improve yourself and then you start to approve of yourself. Right, it's starting to make sense, right? Exactly. Whatever you are, your world is yours. This shit is all mindset. I apologize and I hope that the universe forgives me, because I'm in karmic debt for that. And I was in karmic debt with myself, and now I'm at karmic debt, and I'm working to save people from that low-level leader shit. You feel me? Low-level leaders use drugs and all that other shit to get people on a path that doesn't bring them anything good, right? Maybe they bring a little bit of insight, but then they're fucked up in so many other ways. And high-level leaders teach strength, resilience, discipline, inward travel, right? And internal construction without external modifications. It's all internal adjustments and modifications of the soul and of the spirit. Right. You think this is about some workouts? No, this is about truly becoming the most elite God form that you possibly can. Period. Evolution is the only solution, and I'm gonna tell you it like this. God was never a slave. God doesn't depend on drugs. So when you talk about, hey God, what's good, God? Bro, you on drugs. Don't disrespect the creator of all things by calling yourself or putting yourself in proximity to that which is independent of all things that do exist. Stop playing yourself and stop disrespecting, you know what I'm saying? Facts. Like I said, God ain't no slave. So it's truly about self-mastery being the only success and the only freedom. Right. Evolution, the only solution. So the end of the story is like, y'all gotta start being honest about these methods and these means of getting people towards themselves, because y'all are really fucking people's lives up. You feel me? When I was smoking cigarettes, I did not pass the cigarette to my friend as I was lighting it, right? Multiple times he's asked me, Why did I not do it? Because I didn't want to be the one to introduce him to the pain that I knew that was deep and entrenched, that I was suffering from, that I wish I would have paid $1 million. But instead of that, later down the line, I just said, I love myself. I'm gonna be the best me ever. And that was the solution, right? The choice to win instead of the choice to lose and mope and be a blaming victim motherfucker in this life. You feel me? YWI, your world is yours. You need to be around a mindset like mine. Stop looking around for approval from others who don't even approve of themselves, who continuously disprove the theory of their divinity, right? And start aligning yourself with people like myself who are willing to truly go the long distance and have that sustainable evolutionary growth that is beneficial to everyone concerned. I love you. Hop on the program. How much is your life really worth? You done paid so much money to destroy yourself. You can't invest in yourself a measly $300 for a month to month, $10 a day to get you the solution that you're gonna have for the rest of your life. $10 a day at the most. If you really double down and do the 90-day, it's $7 a day. And you telling me your life isn't worth $7 a day? This is why your self-esteem and your mindset needs to be in order. You need to really love yourself. You feel me? End of the day, YWI, your world is yours. High-level leaders over here only, you feel me? Yeah, and it's like that. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. Self-possession, the only thing to possess. Everybody, I love y'all. Consider the vibrations raised and stay blessed.